Tonight on That's Dark, we dive deep into the history and lore of one of the most chilling legends in Latin American folklore, La Llorona. Join me as we explore the origins, variations, and cultural impact of this haunting tale. So sit back, dim the lights, and prepare to be transported into her world.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
It's Alyssa.
And Heather.
And we got another spooky tale for today.
Spooky tales.
I love it. I'm so ready. I'm so here for all of the lore and the tales.
This one was good.
This is like kind of like legit though, isn't it? Or is it not?
I mean, I actually have sightings. I have stories of sightings as well.
Oh my God.
I did it both. I did the history and lore, and then I grabbed some sightings because I know I lived in New Mexico. La Llorona is literally everywhere.
Yep.
So it's and with them, it's the Apache. It's this whole out there, even though they're Pueblo, it was like this whole tale from the Apache tribe. Which I'll tell that tale. Okay. But it's just interesting diving in, really understanding her, But there has been sightings, so we can decide if
they're legit.
Not if they're legit. Is it them perceiving what they're seeing as La Llorona? But we could have a little chit chat before we...
I have a lot of chit chat.
Oh.
I saw Deadpool 3.
I know, I want to...
Oh my God, I wish you would see it already.
I'm seeing it Friday.
God.
We can't chat about it yet.
I've seen it twice already.
Jake's there tonight right now. He's watching it again.
Is it his first time
twice?
Seeing it? Oh, it's
this
so
is the second time.
It's so good.
I know. I'm seeing it Friday. So I know you want to chit chat about it, but I literally have stayed off of TikTok.
Please stay off of TikTok because right now that's all mine is, and I am reposting them everywhere. So just stay off.
I have seen Wolverine's abs come out of his thing.
Oh my freaking God!
His costume.
I just love. I'm so happy because like the way people are describing it is so true. Is like because like X-Men is kind of like I feel like it's the forgotten Marvel.
It is
to me. That's Marvel to me.
It's my favorite.
I love the X-Men.
Grew up on the cartoon,
dude, and freaking like Wolverine.
I wanted to marry Gambit.
Oh, I love Gambit.
I loved him,
but
with
Wolverine.
New Orleans. I can't. Oh, that wasn't New Orleans.
Wolverine. That's my
He's so
husband.
grumpy. That makes sense.
I know. I love it.
You love grumpies.
I do. But it's like so funny because like you can just push their buttons. And
I don't even like abs. I really don't.
No, me
I don't
either.
care about them. I think they're gross. But you could chip a tooth.
Oh my God, dude.
On those fans. I was like, what the fuck?
I actually today I'm going to do a challenge for myself. I found his ab routine. And I start, good fucking God above.
Ooh, send it to me.
I will.
Because I'm always about strengthening my core anyway, so.
God, it's hard.
Core strength.
It's hard. I had to modify a lot of it because it's like in the gym kind of things. It's a lot of like hanging and like lifting your legs.
I am in the gym.
Yes, so that'll work for you. But I had to like modify them to like ground stuff because I don't have that stuff here. But oh my God, I don't think there's a movie that could top it. I just don't think there is. I don't think there's a movie that could top it, period, let alone Marvel. Like, Marvel has outdone themselves here.
Jake said the very same thing, but you said, Jake's like, I didn't want it to end.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep watching it. I wanted to see it right after that.
Yes.
Again.
Me too.
And I was like, that's exactly what Alyssa said.
That is all I have been able to think about, and just like everything is just Deadpool and Wolverine to me.
I literally love X-Men. I've always been a huge X-Men girl. Like, I'm not a huge superhero girl, but I love X-Men.
I love them.
And I'm really excited. I like Deadpool. I do like that. I think
Deadpool.
He's hilarious.
I love. Okay, so I started getting kind of annoyed with, and I didn't fully understand the whole lore of like what's been going on with like the MCU, because like I guess Fox has owned X-Men for quite a while. Mm-hmm. They are who we can thank for their downfall.
Oh, that's great.
So Disney now has it, and good fucking God above, I couldn't be happier. Like you would think that it would be the opposite, that like Disney would water Deadpool down.
Oh, no.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
People underestimate Disney quite often.
It's just like, oh my God. And like, I thought, like, when I first came out of it, I was like, oh my God, anybody could watch this movie and, like, just love it and appreciate it. But the second time, I was like, no, I feel like you have to know kind of, like, the lore to get the inside, like, jokes that are thrown around. And, like, it just made me so happy. Everything, like, I just feel like the people. I feel like such a nerd. You're just clapping. It made me so. It feels like the underdogs have won. Is like the only thing I can say. And it's just like,
go underdogs.
Oh, I just love it. And okay, so like what I started getting annoyed with, like Marvel in general, is all the Avengers. Like I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not an Avengers girl.
Don't care.
I don't care.
Sorry.
I know.
Not sorry.
Like, okay, they're cool. Like 1-2 movies would be cool, but like I'm over
American Man.
Oh my God, Captain America is just like
American Man.
So boring.
I'm like,
I got a shield. I do love Venom. I fucking love Venom.
Oh, I love Venom movies.
There's gonna be a new Venom coming out. Mm-hmm.
I love Venom.
Oh, me too.
I fucking love Venom.
Yes.
I like some. No, I like 2 Spider-Man movies.
I love Spider-Man. I will
like
say they make me really happy. Yeah, the Tom Holland, he's not my favorite. Andrew Garfield is my favorite Spider-Man.
I like that.
I don't think anyone could be a better Spider-Man. But I will say, I think Kylie worded it perfectly. Is because I was telling her the same thing, and she feels the same way about, like, her and I are huge Marvel nerds. She literally knows every detail of, like, all the characters. So, like, she's a huge nerd about it too. And she was saying how she doesn't like the big galactic fights, like with the worlds.
Yeah,
and like,
I know.
She's like, I like a bad guy, like one-on-one, like X-Men type shit. And I'm like, yes, that's what it is.
I agree.
I'm kind of over this, like, extravagant, like...
Usually that's kind of what Spider-Man used to be. Very one-on-one fights, you know, not the world, not this whole, like... I agree
when
with that.
The freaking sky is opening up and there's, like, this galactic monster like, I'm over it. But...
That sounds like me if I was, like, fighting one. I'm done. I'm done. We're not doing this today.
You just walk away from it and the monster will be like...
What? No, we're not doing this today.
I'm over it. And like,
well, hopefully it'll be a continuation of good movies at this point.
You know, the new Avengers will be good, I think, though, that is coming out. I think I told you. Did I tell you? I think I told you who's playing Doctor Doom.
Yes, you did.
Ooh. I'm excited to see how they twist that. Yes. I saw a theory, and I really hope that's the theory they go with, because it's going to be iconic. But, okay. Sorry, I'm like...
No, I love it.
Oh, it's not that long. Okay.
No, not at all. I was just at it.
Freaking... Oh my God. I feel like I have come alive. After this movie, I feel like I have come alive. And I'm
ascended. You come into your full power.
So,
you're like, ah.
I feel like I'm back. That's like what... After this movie, I was like...
bitches.
I'm back. I'm back.
That's good.
It's because Wolverine left for a few years, and I got sad. And he's back, and I'm like...
You've been depressed this whole time.
I actually literally think I have been. Like,
you just need that zing.
Yeah.
A zinger.
I'm like, he's back. And you know what? And I don't think that this is the reason why they're divorced, but I find it really funny. I heard this, like, and I don't know if this could be a theory, but like years ago when Wolverine or Hugh Jackman stopped playing Wolverine, I guess his wife gave him like an ultimatum of like, if you play him again, we're getting divorced. Well, guess who fucking got divorced last September?
Wait.
Bye.
Sorry to see all
yeah.
that.
So I don't think... I
Hugh
think
Jackman's divorced?
Yeah. Also... Wait, what was the... Okay, so I think he said the reasoning was, like, they waited till their kids were, like, grown up and then they just, like, kind of split. I kind of feel like... Because I'm not going to lie, after I saw this girl, I'm like... Who would not want their husband to be Wolverine? I'm sorry, but, like... Who... If my husband was Wolverine...
Dude, I'd let him wear those.
I would be watching every second of him doing everything he does on screen because I'd be so mesmerized that my husband is Wolverine. Like... I just, and I know this is coming from like a fan, okay? Like I get it. But like also, dude, I don't even know. I have
let's go ahead and let's go ahead and sum this up with Alyssa wants to marry, do, and be raised by Wolverine.
I just love Wolverine. He is like, oh my God. I can't say too much because you haven't seen it.
No, you can't. Please. I want that same
it.
feeling when I watch it. I want that
so
same
good.
feeling. So
It's
please.
so good.
For me. Then we can, next podcast, we can go boom,
Oh my
boom,
God,
boom,
yes.
boom, boom.
Yes.
Boom, boom.
I will end this with one saying. I will end this with one saying.
I'm so sorry. Your face. You were like, you look crazy. You're just like your eyes got so big. I will end this with one saying.
Here's what I'll leave you with, okay? There's 2 sayings I've got, but I'll save the second one for another time.
Sorry, baby.
The Honda Odyssey fucks hard. That's all you need to know, okay?
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
I'll take that with me.
Okay.
Everybody, the Honda Odyssey fucks hard.
Yes.
It fucks hard.
Yes.
And I will take that with me and I'll come back to you on that
Thank you.
once I watch it.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Or we can start now.
Just can't get over your eyes. They were wild. You're like,
I'm telling you, like, I literally just feel like I have been risen.
no. She is risen.
I'm risen.
The Rizzler.
I have an issue. I have been down so many rabbit holes of this movie.
Okay.
So, okay.
No, we will literally talk about it.
We will.
Fully once I will have watched it.
We will.
So we got it.
We will
Okay.
talk about it.
Okay. You're going to beat me. You're like, we will. We're going to fight, Heather. All right. Let's start this. Let's talk about La Llorona.
Yeah.
And she is pronounced other ways, but because of our pronunciation problems, I actually dug into a lot of the pronunciation because I wanted to say it right. And I always tend to say Ya Llorona, and I don't know why I do that, but it's
Ya
La Llorona.
La Llorona.
La Llorona.
I can't roll my R's, but I'll say La Llorona.
La Llorona. The legend of La Llorona dates back to Aztec civilization. Mm-hmm. So where she was known as Cihuacotl.
Oh.
And I looked up the pronunciation because I wanted to make sure it was right because it didn't look like that when her name was there. But it's Cihuacotl.
Okay.
And she was a goddess associated with motherhood and fertility. The Aztecs believed that Cihuacotl would appear as a weeping woman, mourning the impending doom of her people. So she did not in the beginning. She was a goddess that would warn her people because they were going to have doom, but she protected them. She was not what she becomes later. That is the earliest origin of La Llorona.
Okay.
Is in the Aztecs, and then she was a goddess. So this pre-Columbian origin set the stage for the tale that would evolve over the centuries. As Spanish colonists arrived in the Americas, they brought with them their own folklore and religious beliefs. The story of La Llorona began to merge with these influences. So they come in, the Spanish comes in, and they're, doing what the Spaniards did. They like take over shit and fuck shit up and, what they were doing. And so it kind of melds together, right? And they started taking on elements of Catholicism and Spanish ghost stories. So it was all kind of melding together. The most popular version of the legend that we know today emerged during the colonial era. That's not even that long ago.
I was going to say.
It's not. So here we go. This is like where it kind of derived from. And then it was, but I'm going to go back on this because I do know that but I don't know now because I've heard this in New Mexico. Is that truly is that a Native American folklore? We'll get there in a second.
Okay.
So according to the colonial era, according to this version, a beautiful woman named Maria lived in a small village, and she fell deeply in love with a wealthy man, and they married, eventually having 2 children. However, their happiness was short-lived. Maria's husband began to lose interest in her and spend more time away from the home. One day, he left her for another woman. Tisk, tisk.
A lot of them do.
Leaving Maria heartbroken and destitute. In a fit of grief and rage, Maria committed an unthinkable act. She took her children to a river and drowned them. Realizing what she had done, she was overcome with guilt and sorrow and took her own life. But her soul was not at peace. Condemned to wander the earth, she searches for her lost children, weeping and wailing. Thus, La Llorona, the weeping woman, was born. Okay? The story of La Llorona has permeated various aspects of culture, from literature and music to film and television. Each retelling adds its own twist, but the core elements of sorrow and loss remain. In the some versions, La Llorona is portrayed as a sympathetic figure, a mother driven to madness by her circumstances. In others, she is a vengeful spirit, seeking to drag the living to their watery graves. Beyond Mexico, similar legends exist in other Latin American countries. In Guatemala, she is known as La Siguanaba. I forgot to look at the one of that. I'm so sorry. A beautiful woman who lures men to their doom. Oh. In Venezuela, La Saña is a spirit that punishes unfaithful men. Their variations highlight...
Is that the one from, oh my God, Supernatural?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, I think it's all... I think that was supposed to... I think we hit it perfectly. I think she's supposed to be La Llorona.
Oh, okay.
For the original telling.
Okay.
The colonial one where she was Maria.
God. Okay.
You know? La Llorona has... Wait, I'm sorry. Variations highlight the universal themes of love, betrayal, and remorse that La Llorona embodies. In recent years, La Llorona has found a new audience through movies, TV shows, and even video games, which I didn't know she was in video games. Her story continues to captivate and terrify, proving that legend of La Llorona is timeless. Whether she's a tragic figure, deserving or a pity, or a malevolent spirit to be feared, one thing is certain. Her cries has echoed through. She is everywhere. When I was doing research, and I want to go back, she's actually in Native American culture. Oh. So, in that, when I lived in New Mexico, the story there was that there was a sad story, that she was a Native American woman that was washing her baby in the arroyo, okay? And then a flash flood happened. And it swept her baby away, and then she drowned herself, and then she, out of grief, walks those up and down. But the difference is, even though she's grieving, she grabs children and drags them to their death. And in a Mexican culture, it is portrayed that a lot of Mexican grandmas, Spanish, they say that story to keep children safe at night. They don't want their children out after dark. Yeah. So they say that La Llorona wanders because she did drown her children, right? The original story, she drowned her children. So they say that she wanders waiting for children at night to, grab them. Yeah. And so it was like a way for them to keep their children in line.
Got it. So that's like the movie La Llorona? Yeah. I haven't seen it, but
it's pretty cheesy. But I
feel like that's like the same storyline they went off of, right?
Yes.
Did she drown her baby in the movie, or did it? Okay, so it didn't just...
No, but in New Mexico, the story everywhere was that she was a Native American woman, and she was washing her baby in the arroyo. Because in the arroyos is where it was like it's not usually, it's just a little bit of water, and it is where the flash floods would come through from the mountains and wash through, and it swept her baby away. And then while she was trying to get it, she ended up getting drowned, and then she just walks back and forth, but then it just emerged. And then, I'm not kidding you, anytime there is like a concrete arroyo, they literally on the overpasses have La Llorona carved.
Oh, that's crazy.
In all these areas. It's just crazy.
It's like a warning.
Yeah, like warnings. There is what we were at like what they call aqueducts, but there are arroyos there. And me and the kids were like at a park, and then we were walking up to one, and it was like, beware La Llorona.
Oh, no.
And I'm just like, that's just so interesting to me. It's very steeped in New Mexico. A whole bunch of culture there when it comes to La Llorona. Yep. But Native Americans, they do, not just there, but they do have that same story that she was not. She, in the Native American culture, she is more of a caring, not a vengeful spirit.
Okay.
She's more of kind of like the Aztec version of, remember that she was a goddess and she warned them. That's kind of what she is in a lot of the Native American culture. She is a woman who did lose her baby. I didn't really find out exactly how she lost her baby, but she protects children.
Got it.
And protects them in their culture. So really, La Llorona is in so many different cultures.
Right.
But not in Europe.
Oh.
Not at all.
Interesting.
Not in a single story in Europe that I could find that has her there. But there is lots of weeping women. So, because she is considered the wailing woman, the weeping woman, you know, and there's a lot of different, you know, banshees are considered wailing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, you know, so I don't know if it's like the American or this version over here, Latin America and all that kind of came into this world and has created this legend, you know? But, so, I mean, it's like, that's kind of her history.
Yeah.
It's just an evolvation of what this goddess was.
Story. Okay.
The original.
So that's the OG.
The first one is that Aztec goddess. She is, and she does cry. And then she just goes and comes and cries at them like, oh, you're going to die.
Oh, I would hate that. It's like, can you help me? Can you do something? Like, don't do that.
You're going to die.
Like, that just gives me anxiety. That doesn't help me. That would give me so much.
What do I
do? I'm so sorry. Like, can you help?
Could you just tell me what to do?
No. I gotta go. You're gonna die. That's
I gotta
so sad.
grieve.
Oh. Beware.
So, because of the fact that the history wasn't, I mean, it's pretty across the board. It's pretty in depth. But they have their own versions, but it's pretty much the same. Just variations of if she's this. The Christians made it. Catholics are like, unfaithful woman.
Of course.
Drowned her children.
Oh.
Now she is vengeful.
Yep. Wow, I'm so surprised.
Or is she the goddess, you know? So, but I do believe it's interesting because now we're going to dive into people that have believed they have actual encounters of La Llorona. So, we're going to dive into those encounters. So what happens when people come face to face with the weeping woman? Let's hear these tales.
Oh boy.
The Mysterious Woman by the River. Our first story comes from a small village in Mexico where La Llorona is more than just a legend. The villagers speak of her as if she were an ever-present threat, a ghostly figure who emerges from shadows on moonlit nights.
Isn't that every night?
Yeah, right. For me. No one's kidding.
I feel like moonlit nights are always...
No, there's sometimes no moons.
I mean, there are. It's just covered by clouds.
I know, but like it's I can't talk. It's not a moon if it's covered.
Not me being
it's not
too
moonlit.
like...
It's not moonlit.
Okay. So not like a full moon type situation.
Yeah, like it's not like bright.
Okay.
You know, one evening...
Sorry, not me taking it literal.
Fuck.
Sorry.
I'm like, it's not... Wait.
You're like, oh, fuck, you're right.
Now I gotta go through all this. One evening, a young man named Carlos was returning home from a friend's house. As he approached the river that ran through the village, he heard the faint sound of sobbing. Here we go again.
Okay. I don't like that.
Intrigued and a little worried, he followed the sound to the water's edge. There in the dim light of the moon, he saw a woman dressed in white. Her back turned to him, her long hair cascading down her back, and her shoulders shook with each sob. Carlos called out to her, asking if she needed help. The woman slowly turned around, revealing a face streaked with tears. But as Carlos looked closer, he saw that her eyes were hollow, empty sockets. Terrified, he turned and ran. The woman's cries just echoed in his ears. When he finally reached home, he told his family what he had seen. They solemnly nodded, warning him that was the encounter with La Llorona and that he was lucky to have escaped.
So she'll kill grown adults too.
Yeah, she's going to drag those men to the waters.
Is it women also, or
I don't see women.
Okay,
I either saw children or men.
Okay,
but not women.
Well, I guess that.
Let us know, guys, if you know any stories
of
where she goes after women, because I couldn't find any.
The way I would just not try to follow the cries.
No, I'd be like...
Me being, like, so, like, not into, like... Not that I'm not into emotions, but, like, so afraid. Like, I feel like, oh...
Bystander.
Oh, yeah. Like, oh, I gotta get out of here.
Oh, gotta go. Oh, I didn't hear that. Oh, watch out now. Okay, so our next encounter, which is called The Weeping Woman in the Desert. So here we are in the desert, and this is in New Mexico, where the legend of La Llorona has also taken root, which I've told you because I lived there.
Yes.
The story comes from a woman named Elena, who has an unforgettable experience while camping with her family. It was a warm summer night, and Elena and her family were gathered around the campfire sharing stories. As the fire burned low, they heard a distant, mournful wail. At first, they thought it was the wind, but the sound grew louder and more distinct. It was the cry of a woman. Concerned, Elaine and her father decided to go investigate. They walked toward the sound, their flashlights beam cutting through the darkness. As they reached the edge of a dry riverbed, they saw her. A woman in a tattered white dress, her hair blowing wildly in the wind. She was crying. Her sobs were heart-wrenching and desperate. Elena's father called out to the woman, but she didn't respond, and then she began to walk toward them, her cries growing louder. Suddenly, she vanished into thin air. Shaken, Elena and her father hurried back to their campsite. The next morning, they found no trace of a woman, but the sound of her wails haunted them for years and years.
I wonder if she disappeared because there was no actual water, so there was no way for her to actually kill them.
Or was that the one that they talk about there, where they think she's a Native American woman who is looking for her baby and doesn't actually hurt anybody?
Oh, that too.
Interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, the next one, The Haunting in the City.
Oh.
Yeah. La Llorona is not confined to rural areas.
Okay.
Her legend has made its way into bustling cities as well. The story comes from a woman named Maria who encountered La Llorona in her heart of Mexico City. So she's in Mexico City.
Okay.
Maria lived in an old apartment building near a small park. One night, she was awakened by the sound of crying outside her window. Peeking through the curtains, she saw a woman standing by the fountain in the park. The woman was dressed in white, her face hidden by long hair. Maria felt a chill run down her spine, but she decided to go down and check if the woman needed help. I'm sorry, I know it's horrible, but I'm not gonna.
No.
So as she approached, the woman turned to face her, and Maria saw that her eyes were filled with tears. She asked the woman what was wrong, but received no response. Instead, the woman let out a heart-wrenching wail and disappeared right before Maria's eyes. Terrified, Maria ran back into her apartment and locked the door. The next day, she learned from her neighbors that the park was believed to be haunted by La Llorona. Many had heard her cries and seen this ghostly figure by the fountain, always weeping for her lost children. So, next one. Quite a few. The Warning on the Road. This is our final one, story comes from a truck driver named Javier, who had a chilling encounter with La Llorona in Texas, a deserted road in Texas. Javier was driving late at night, hauling a load of goods to a nearby town. The road was long and lonely, surrounded by dense woods. Suddenly, he saw a figure standing in the middle of the road. He slowed down and saw a woman dressed in a long white dress, her hair obscuring her face. She was crying softly, her shoulders shaking with each sob. Javier pulled over and got out of his truck to see if she needed help. And as he approached, the woman looked up, and he saw that her face was pale and gaunt, and her eyes were hollow and lifeless. She began to walk toward him, her cries growing louder and more desperate. Panicked, Javier jumped back into his truck and sped away, glancing in his rearview mirror to see the woman standing in the road, her figure fading into the darkness. When he reached the next town, Javier told his story to the locals. They nodded knowingly and told him he had encountered La Llorona, the weeping woman who roamed the roads at night searching for her lost children.
Oh my God.
So these stories are just a few examples because there were so many. Let me tell you, there are so many encounters with the weeping woman who they deemed La Llorona. So the whole point is whether she's a tragic figure, deserving of pity or a malevolent spirit to be feared, one thing is for certain: her legend continues to captivate and terrify those who hear her cries. She's the weeping woman, And she is everywhere. Everywhere. If you look up encounters, there's so many women in white weeping on the side of the road, women in white weeping up by a river, women in white crying, all the same thing. Now, sorry, I was going to say, the thing about her dragging people to their death, I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like that was evolved out of fear of seeing a spirit. But why are these spirits? If it is so many, I can't say it's not true. Why are they showing up? Crying.
Right.
All exactly the same.
And all in different areas.
In different areas, kind of various forms a little bit, but pretty the same. Yeah.
Like long hair, white dress,
obscured
hollowed
face,
eyes.
hollowed eyes. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Yeah.
That gave me a really good idea for an episode, though. Truck driver stories.
Oh, there's so many. They see so much stuff.
Oh my God.
That's what quite a few of them, I had to choose from the truck drivers who have seen her in this Texas area. There are so many different ones who have seen this particular weeping woman. And they all, the locals say the same thing. Yeah, that's La Llorona. But I'm saying, like, is that just what she's deemed? Who is she? Or what are they? Who are they? That's my question. I couldn't get to the bottom of that. I tried. Like, to me, I feel like this is almost like, is this a persona? Is this a residual energy that gets left behind because of something? Is it sorrow? Like, what is it? You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think, and I can't, like, come up with any solid thought of what I think she would be or why she's in all these different places. And
it's interesting because women in white are in Europe. There's a lot of women in white. I didn't get, and some weeping.
Okay.
So that is a same kind of thing. They're just not called La Llorona over there. There's no...
Just a different name.
It's just...
Well, and it's also interesting because they're always like, their shoulders are always like...
sobbing.
Yeah.
You know, sobbing.
Like, so it's like everything is so... I don't know. It's like chicken wings. But it's like, they're so spot on, like in so many different areas. And it's just like... I don't know. I feel like residual makes sense, but it's still odd of like why they're wearing the same thing.
It is. And it's all very, I mean, not a single one mentions them being like perfectly put together. It's always a tattered white dress.
Yeah.
Always long hair. If you go and start, because I was like, you know, I've been researching this since our last pod, you know, and if you go and look at like the Europe stories, it's so similar. Of long hair, white dress, tattered, crying, but these are very specific. And where we are, they absolutely connect them in Latin culture, all that.
Yeah.
She is La Llorona. But there's not anything that tells me that she actually takes people to their death.
Or we just don't hear their stories because they're not around.
True. But she, you know, the people that have encountered
her. But they haven't like witnessed her try to take them.
No.
Like there's been no accounts of that.
That's what I'm saying.
That we have heard of,
yeah.
So that's interesting. I like it. I've also heard of like the woman in white and like, but I think it's more of like a wedding situation.
Yes.
I think that's like,
wedding
there's
dress.
one in Japan.
Yeah.
That has something to do with that,
We
right?
really should try to do, I don't know how justice we can do it, but we should try to pull some of their spirits because they are frightening.
Please, yes.
Frightening.
Absolutely.
Like, it's insane.
Yes.
You know?
I'm going to do Bloody Mary for the next episode. I'm excited.
Does that mean we got to watch that one next on Supernatural?
Yes.
Scares me so bad.
She scares me.
She scares
me.
me.
The way I would never do that. Like, I remember being in, like, elementary and, like, all the kids, like, during our recess, we were, like, the weirdos that would go into, like, the bathrooms and turn the lights off and, like, all my friends would be doing it. I'm like, y'all are crazy. Like, I'm not doing that shit. Do you remember there's that and then Blue Baby? Do you remember the Blue Baby? Where you would, like... Something blue baby. You like turn around and like hold your hands out and you would like have your eyes shut and then you'd open your eyes and you'd see like a blue baby in your hand. I don't remember what the whole lore of that was, but like we would do that. I did that one because it wasn't like...
I never did Bloody Mary.
No.
I swear to God, like I one time was in a bathroom with all my friends and I was towards the back, like the door, and it very well could be light shining from around the door. I don't know, but they were doing Bloody Mary and I swear things started glowing red. So I was like,
I'm out.
And I left. I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I see shit all the time.
Yeah, I don't know what you would see if you did that.
I'm so interested in knowing, because I've heard some things about Bloody Mary. And so I'm interested to hear what you actually discover, because I've heard different things about who she is. And they're all vastly interesting.
I'm excited.
And I think there's actually a version of her in Japanese culture as well.
I believe there is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
All I can think of is the one from South Park where it's like Puff Daddy. You say Puff Daddy 3 times and he fears and shoots you.
Now they get even bigger fear.
It's so fucking funny.
He'll appear and beat you.
Was it Puff Daddy? Maybe it was. I think it was Puff Daddy. I can't remember. It was so funny.
I'm going to do that just so he appears so I can beat the shit out of
Wait,
him.
it couldn't be Puff Daddy. Who's the other guy? It's not Puff Daddy because Puff Daddy's not dead. No, it's
Wait. Is it
the whole lore is like Puff Daddy killed him.
Yeah. I know who I know who he is. No. I know who he is. Not Big D. What?
I know. I want to say Big Daddy, but it's not Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
People on listening.
He's like, yeah.
Like,
was he?
You know what? I'm looking it up.
He like does that in his song. He sounds like he's being choked.
Yes.
A little bit, like, what you want? Blah, blah, blah.
Hold on, I gotta look it up because no, it's something Daddy. I know
it is not Puff Daddy. No, it's Big D. Suge Knight. No, it wasn't. Come on.
Suge.
No, it was not.
Suge Knight was someone who they thought killed.
Oh, but that's not who it.
Good God, what is his name?
Why would they not bring it up?
Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls.
That's what it is. It's Biggie Smalls.
Yes. Okay.
And they would like be in the mirror.
And what the fuck is wrong?
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. Hey, Big Daddy.
It was like in South Park, and they were like, Biggie Smalls. And he's like, motherfucker, because he kept getting called. I think it was Satan's Sweet 16 episode. I'm pretty sure that's the one.
Oh, I love any episode that has
funny.
Satans.
Oh my God, that was the one where it had like the Three Stooges, but the Three Stooges were oh my God, who are the freaking serial killers? The main one, though. Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ed Gein. Was it Ed Gein? I don't remember.
No, I guarantee it's probably John Wayne Gacy.
Yes, it's Gacy.
Yeah.
And it was like them, but as the Three Stooges, and they kept like hitting each other.
That makes sense.
Yes.
I'm glad they did that. I think that'd be hilarious.
It was so funny.
The way I said Big Daddy, though, I have to tell you really quick a hilarious story, since it wasn't super long with what we did. Liz's brother, he gets so enraged when I talk like I'm like from California, like when I do Valley Girl, because he's like, you do it so well. You sound like all those vapid airheads.
Well, I grew up there.
Because I'll be like, yeah, we should totally go there. And he's like, shut the fuck up, Heather. It just made me think when I went Big Daddy.
Like, what?
I'm like, what? I don't even understand.
What do you mean? Like, I'm not even talking weird.
What? Are we going to go to the mall and get a pretzel? Or
I would, you know what I really want?
A pretzel?
Yeah. The one from St. Augustine.
Oh, dude, the Ben's pretzels. That was fucking good.
That was the best pretzel.
It was so good.
It was the best pretzel I've ever had.
Ever.
I think I could fit in pretty well.
You could. You did really good. I want him to listen to this so he can be enraged by both of us. He's going to be like, because he hates those women like that. And he's like, you just do it way too good. And I'm just like, yeah.
I have a hard time that people actually talk like that.
Some do. I mean, like, I know I have inflections. Like, I know I'll, like...
Yeah.
I say like and stuff like that.
But that's,
like I don't totally
like the influencer.
Like yes.
Like a LA influencer. No, thank you. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No.
No.
So
I'm going to pass
good
on
that. Everyone's so annoyed now. They're like, they didn't know Biggie Smalls, and now they won't stop talking like Valley Girls.
I'm very sorry. I want to apologize. Not for this whole episode, because the first part was pretty good. But for the end of this episode, I don't know how it's going to turn out.
Well, guys, I hope you liked this one. I am excited to do Bloody Mary. I can't wait. I'm very excited. I'm kind of scared. I will only do my research during the day because I am superstitious. Yeah. For a good reason.
Well, I don't like mirrors, period.
I love mirrors. But I don't want to see Bloody Mary in them. I don't want to see any spirit in them.
Someone does. They're like, oh.
Yeah, there's someone out there that wants to.
Do you think anyone finds her hot?
Yeah. There's someone. I guarantee you there's a forum.
With Bloody.
There is a forum somewhere on the internet of Bloody Mary.
I'm going to look up Bloody Mary porn.
Yeah, I guarantee you it's a thing.
I bet you there is.
Guarantee you.
Oh, no, I'll probably find something else that I don't want to see. Never mind. I'm not going to look that up.
Don't do that. But
no, if someone else wants to and let me know what it is, please do. And then tell me.
If you guys have listened this long, comment the blood emoji.
If you didn't cut out and you're still here, you're true. Yeah, comment the blood emoji. We want to see
the blood emoji. Comments.
Okay.
All right. Well,
all right, guys.
I hope you enjoyed. We will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for listening.
Like, comment.
Oh, like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.